Hello and welcome to Vintage Week. So this week, for my pack of trading card of the day, I'm doing something a little different in anticipation of day 1000. I have gotten myself some vintage TCG packs, or as close to vintage given the rules that I gave myself. Um, and I'm going to be opening a pack, one of these packs every day leading up to day 1000. Um, so the rules that I had for selecting them was they had to be from a continuous running TCG, had to be from different publishers, and that was basically it. Continuous running and different publishers. Oh, and I also had to be able to actually find the pack. Um, for example, there are technically two that should be here. Um, Starts with an R. Redemption TCG, which is, I think, the second longest running TCG after Magic the Gathering. I just couldn't really find any packs for that game when I was picking up the packs, and then when I did find one, it wouldn't have gotten here on time. The second one is I don't even know the name of it. The English name is Wasteland. It's a German TCG. I think it's HHK or HKK is what the it's generally referred to as, but I couldn't really find a ton of information on it. Um, so I think another name for it was Cards of Power. Either way, I just couldn't get a hold of it. So I You'll notice that not everything's super vintage. This is only 5 years old. This is under 10. But as I was saying, given the rules that I gave myself, had to be still running, had to be continuously running for it to count. And those are the two largest hurdles to getting a bunch of different ones. And vintage is obviously over 20 years, and there's really only four TCGs that are still running after 4 or 5 TCGs that are still running after 20 years. As I mentioned, Redemption I couldn't get packs of. The other one I couldn't find information on. Masquerade is more of a well, it's not exactly a TCG. I can't remember the term. We used to just call them CCGs, but I don't know what's probably the wrong term. But it's booster packs aren't random, basically, for it. Is what it boils down to. Is it's not random booster packs. So also it had a brief time where it was discontinued. That's part of the reason why I chose Fate Zero Weiss Schwarz over over Cardfight Vanguard. They're both published by Bushiroad, and they are. And Cardfight had at one point was they completely redid the rules or something. So that basically, in my opinion, sort of disqualified it. The Universal Fight System, UFS. Fortunately, I couldn't get the from the first set. So this is Soul Arena from 2007 instead of the Street Fighter 2 set that was 2006. It's just under 19 years, but these three are the real vintage packs, all of them over 20 years. Really excited for these. Really dreading opening this because I really wanted to open Watch Sierra again for the first time since childhood, but the price was. I traded I opened a Gundam God deck and traded for that because that would have been out of the budget otherwise. I'm excited to open Invasion. Um, Excited to open Legacy of Darkness. But yeah. So really, there's I only have three or four true vintage packs, but I have some nice older stuff. The longest continuous running Bandai card game that's still supported and still stuff printed is Dragon Ball Super, so that's what I chose for that. And once I got to games that were like under 10 years and followed the rules, there really wasn't a ton of options, so I just went with Legions Realms at War, mostly just because I like the game. And it would have been after day 1000 anyway, so I felt it didn't really matter to be breaking the. It was also like I first started this channel, well, not the channel, but like doing booster pack stuff, partially because I was just having a lot of fun going to a bunch of card game stuff, and partially because at the time I really loved opening Legions Realms at War packs, and I was opening a ton of them, and I figured, I think the first video I made was Legions Realms at War, and yeah. So that's why I'm doing Legions Realms at War. Once again, big one that isn't, the one that probably should be here that isn't, that I just couldn't get a hold of was the Redemption TCG, which is unfortunate. And there's like a few other arguments for, once again, as I mentioned, Cardfight Vanguard, but I felt that due to the original being no longer supported, to my understanding, and the major rule changes, I felt that I felt like going with OY shorts. So yeah, this week gonna be cracking them open. Probably in this order or this order. Shoot, what day am I on? Yeah. Well, I hope that you guys enjoy the videos.